So in today's episode, I'll be doing heaps of progress on the top portion of the base, this part. This will probably be one of the biggest episodes I've done, and in terms of importance and sort of scale. So I'll be working on the landing pad, which I'd planned to be just a big square here in the middle. I've got enough parts I think now to do the terrain. If not, I'll just start the landing pad and then do the terrain around it a bit later and finish that off. But yeah, so I'm going to be building the landing pad this episode, not the massive turret on it yet. I'll save that for a later episode because I don't think I'll have enough time to do that this episode. But I'll be working, of course, the main part of this episode will be the landing pad, and then off the side will just be finishing off the terrain, which has been a work in progress. It's been kind of difficult though because I need to get all the parts in for the terrain, which takes a long time, and also kind of hard to find terrain pieces in quantity on Bricklink in Australia, so I've been having some trouble with that. But I got a big order coming through right now, and it arrived like a few days ago, so I'll be using those pieces for the base, which will be good. I also got to, as I mentioned last episode, get a new light for this. As you can see, it just broke off. So as you can see here, these are the terrain parts that I managed to get. So I've got some 2x2 green tiles, which I think are probably more efficient than using 1x2 tiles, which I was getting at the start. So I've got those. I've also got some plates. I got some 1x4, 1x3 plates in there, just to add some studs to the terrain. And I've also got a few jumper plates in here. Don't mind the other colours. I don't think I'll be using them, but those are some other mocks. But the group of 3 ones of them. And then I've also sorted out already some of the parts that I got. So some of these 1x2 green tiles, which are good for adding to doing more smaller details in the terrain. And then I also got some 1x2 plates. I don't think these are I don't think I'll be finishing off the terrain with these parts. I think I'll need to order some more, but I think I'll be able to get a pretty good portion done with the amount I have. I also have a few existing, some of these, and some more plates. So yeah, I can also use them. But I think I could probably complete a lot of the top portion of the base. So as you can see here, I've basically done the terrain here. You can see I've extended the path here. I think it looks pretty good, the path. If you look from that angle, it looks nice. Also, I think the crater also turned out really nicely overall. The overall look compared to the mock is very nice. Also, yeah, I'm happy how the terrain turned out. Just this area, as you can see here, the transition's very steady over here, but then it's just very tiled off. And I couldn't make it more steady because I didn't have any more plates as I used them up. I'll try and find, here they are, just empty, nothing in here. So I need to get some more terrain parts in, but I think I got a lot of the terrain done. So once I do the landing pad this episode, I think I'll get a good look of how the base is just going to actually look at as a final product. So that's pretty good. So I'll get on to talking about the landing pad. So moving on to the landing pad, as you can see here, just placed a few of these down just to get a feel of how it's going to look. So basically my plan for the landing pad is I'm going to leave 2 bricks in here, 2 studs in, because all around the landing pad, because for these I want to use snot, so I can, as you can see here, this would be all replaced by the color green, but I don't obviously have any because I used them up for all the terrain, but they'll just go like this, and I think it'll give that effect that the terrain spilled out onto the landing pad pretty well. I may also do like just flat bricks like this and just put some green over it to switch it up so it's not just all snot. But then the main part of it will mostly be brick. I'm planning to have an arrow pattern maybe somewhere here, and then I'll have like a square where the turret will be, just like marking out the turret. So I'll work on this side first because it'll be easier. I want to leave access to like the cables here because I still got to repair this cable. So most of the filler will go here. This will be a bit less because I need to fit these battery packs in. So yeah, I'll get into building the landing pad. So here's a look at how the landing pad looks so far. As you can see here, I've added a arrow pattern using some cheese slopes. This technique that I left a gap at one of the ends, so I had to cover that up using cabinet door pieces and some ice cream pieces that is supposed to represent some sort of like steam coming out from some vent that's like under the base, or like steaming out of the base. Something that prevented me from making more progress was one of the wires for the lights breaking, and to repair it I needed to leave a gap, so until I repair that I can't finish off the landing pad. This depends on when I buy a replacement cable from Light My Bricks, so I'll try to get that in as soon as possible. Anyway guys, that should do it for episode 10, and I felt like I got a lot of progress done. Finally moving on to the landing pad was really refreshing, as I had a few months of stagnant progress with the terrain, so finally finishing a lot of that was nice. Next week I'm hoping to of course do some more work on the landing pad and then begin prototyping the turret design, which I'm really looking forward to. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a great day.